What's up, party people? Welcome to Tam's Psych Advice. I'm so happy that you joined me today, my friends. I'm always, as an ENFJ, trying to understand you better so that I can give you videos that you want. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you connect with me in the comment section and let me know what you think about things, how you view things. Give me feedback. Tell me what videos that you want me to make for you, and I will study it and go hard for you because I really appreciate all of your support. And I will tell you, I feel like INTPs have been extremely supportive of me, and that's why I like to make them videos. So without further ado, let's talk about the INTP. In this video, just so you know, there are going to be a couple of times when I throw in some random things about INTPs, and I want you to get a real picture of this type. Throwing in some examples can really help you get a grasp on how they think. The rarer of the rarest. And there's a reason why I titled it that way. First of all, which MBTI type is the rarest? I don't even know anymore. I think at one point they said INFJs are the rarest. So I know INTPs are not the rarest, but I think in many ways they're the rarest. So INTPs may not be the most romantic in words like an INFJ, but they can be in gesture. And they won't even feel awkward doing it. A bundle of wildflowers or a handful of fruits picked straight from the garden, they can do lots of romantic gestures. That lane of romance doesn't bother them. And it's often a pleasant surprise when they share something personal about themselves because everyone has a story. And when they open up to their place of vulnerability and share something that happened in their childhood or some struggle that they've had, it really draws people in and helps them to connect with them in a magical way. And when you connect with an INTP, you might find yourself pulling for them in the purest way. You find yourself wanting everyone to see how their light shines. They might not be functioning from a place of fear, but a place of logic. So some INTPs, it's not that they can't be afraid, but they may not connect with fear in the same way that other types do. So in a fearful situation, they may have difficulty tapping into, was it really fear I was feeling? Because they're going to use their logic to get themselves through it mentally and physically. They have an unusual personality compared to others, so they can tap into that and use it to their advantage, whether they're in entertainment or giving relationship advice. The feeling of jealousy. INTPs, of course, can feel jealous at times, but they don't think of it as a catalyst. Like some people might think of it as a catalyst to propel them forward. They're going to think of jealousy as not a good thing. Instead of focusing on, I want what somebody else wants, how about turn that inward and try to be better myself and use it as a motivator in that way. So an INTP will rebuke jealousy, get rid of it. It's not a motivator. Here's another random thought about INTPs. I once heard an INTP who was listening to his friend talk about how he cheated on his girlfriend and then he would feel guilty and be more grateful for his girlfriend. And the INTP just wasn't buying it. Like you keep cheating, but then you say that you feel bad and then you feel grateful that you have your girlfriend. He was just like, that doesn't make any sense. He was like, so in other words, you're saying, thank you for not being out cheating on me. I'm a terrible person because I'm cheating on you. Look at you being a good person. Wow. I appreciate you so much, girlfriend. I don't know, they can kind of have like a sarcastic but playful way of expressing things and expressing how they feel about certain things. They might start with the answer and end with the question, which is different from how most people think. They may say sarcastic things like, I never say anything foolish. Someone may look at them like they're the brainy types, but could they also be the coolest types? I find that everyone adopts some type of philosophy on life, a point of view that kind of helps them to navigate their lives. So an INTP might believe in the statement, don't ask questions that you're not prepared to receive the answers to. Baiting is a way to set yourself up to get answers that you're not wanting to get. Baiting is a bad policy. It's better to just be honest. Does that resonate with you as an INTP? On the flip side, could an INTP be good at baiting someone to get the outcome they want? Yes. Or baiting to hurt someone they're angry at? Yes. Or baiting to keep themselves out of trouble because they know that answering in a straightforward way will get them in trouble? Yes. Or baiting someone so the other person doesn't get their feelings hurt, or as a means of letting someone down gently? Yes. Or could baiting be a means of making chess moves? Yes. INTPs can be pros at the art of baiting. So that's where personal responsibility comes in. Actually, the majority of them value their relationships and will use extreme care with the people that they hold dear. At the end of the day, they'd rather leave good in the world than bad, leave positive impressions and useful things that are of solid use. So, baiting or debating is something that they're going to use good judgment before doing. However, INTPs, they often end at the beginning and begin with the end. So complex is their mind. But sometimes they just want to have a laid back, untangled, impartial conversation with friends, a boss, someone they admire and respect, or even a stranger. Sometimes they simply want to show gratitude or help you out in some way. If you meet a cool INTP, their swag will be different from most, which is what makes them so much more appealing than other types. They can take on a unique style that others can't compete with, often imitated but never duplicated. Won't work here because there's such a unique quality about their style and the way that they carry themselves. And even though they may have a sarcastic slant in conversation, they can have a deep love for people and give the shirt off their backs. No price is too big for a worthy cause. So they are more than likely givers, big givers in some area of their life. When I was a little girl, I had a rabbit. And unfortunately, we would take it outside and it would run away, and people saw it all over the neighborhood. But I remember one time seeing a dog chasing the rabbit. Which one do you think would be the fastest? You probably would think the dog was the fastest, but the rabbit had its own style of running. It ran from kind of a side to side, had its own unique style. I've never seen another animal run like a rabbit does. And so the dog could never catch him because he couldn't catch his pattern. And a lot of times INTPs are that same way. They have a very unique style, a very unique pattern, so you can't just emulate it like you would some other people in the media. Let's say they're with a group of friends. The more they listen to a group of people talk, and they will listen, they will sit back and they will take it all in. They may start off with one point of view and then they recant their answer after hearing different perspectives. They may come to the conclusion that it's better to read the room first before you put judgment on someone, or before you ask certain questions or even answer a certain question in a certain way. But let's say that they want to ask something that's kind of controversial. It's better to understand your audience, and you want to do this before you come up with a solution to a complicated personal question. And it's probably best to just answer honestly if you're going to answer a question. So, that said, depending on the person, they may use restraint on their natural, blunt, bold style of asking wild questions, because they can ask wild questions. In some contexts, they may travel with a 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the door. So they can kind of see both sides and then make a decision, or kind of play both sides and make different decisions based on what's going on. And let's talk about relationships for a second. An INTP will play some games depending on how attracted he or she is to you. They can turn on their charm and their flirting skills when they really, really like you. But if someone says they're not comfortable with something, they will fully respect the person, and it will put them on your side, because they will interpret you feeling uncomfortable as you've been hurt and you've been through something, and they will want to make things friendly, positive, and protect you. So they can at times find people to be amusing, hilarious, and even egg some of that crazy behavior on. So, if you've ever been in a situation where you see something that's not funny, but it's funny, there's something unusual, quirky about it, they could really get in that lane and enjoy it and really keep that momentum going, keep that comedy going. So, I definitely think INTPs have a very unique output and look on life. You can probably even see it in their dress styles. There are some INTPs that don't care about clothes at all, but then there are others that really develop a really neat, cool, stand out style. So embrace the INTP, not just for their smarts and their intelligence, but just in a way that they can really, when you get into a great conversation with them, they can really keep it going, and you will be intrigued. And it's fun to see someone who thinks differently than just the status quo. So they are cool, they are nice, and if they're too mean, it could be that it's not that they're an INTP, but they're a narcissist. So check out my book, The Workplace Narcissist. If you have any narky friends and you don't understand why, my book will definitely help you and shed light and insight. And personally, I know I'm biased, but I think it's a fun read, especially if you like to learn new things and grow. Okay, you guys, so let me know in the comment section what you like about INTPs. And if you're an INTP, tell us what you love about being an INTP. Go ahead and brag. It's okay. All right, guys, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, my friends.